Hi there, I'm back. I wanted to share with you a couple other projects that I have been working on while we're all stuck at home and trying to think of things to do to keep ourselves busy. So I just showed you the two books that I did the beadwork and the embroidery work on, and so now I want to show you a journal that I have been working on. I just finished, and this one it covers the time period of the Harlem Renaissance. So it's a hardback journal, and I've covered the book with this really beautiful silk fabric, and it has all these embroidered flowers all over it, and then I've added some tassels hanging at the bottom and printed that lovely image of that lady. I think she's so pretty and she just looks so happy. And let me remove the ribbon. I just used a silk ribbon to keep it closed, so I didn't want to punch holes in this, so I'm just tying it with the ribbon. And then I framed her image with beads that I stitched onto a ribbon, and so I've just added a little bit of green ribbon to the side there and added a little tassel. It has some beads hanging with it there, but I wanted to make her sparkle since she's just such a pretty lady. And then on the side where the stitching is, you know, that holds your signature into your book, I just covered it with a little bit of trim and then put a couple of pretty embellishments on there. So that is the outside of my book. On the inside, okay, make sure I'm in frame here. I printed just a little description here of the Harlem Renaissance era. And of course, if you're interested in knowing more about it, just Google. You'll find all kinds of information about the Harlem Renaissance time. It was also referred to as the New Negro Renaissance. It was a time that happened after World War I, and it was also during the time of the Roaring Twenties. And it was a time when Black Americans were able to embrace and show their talents in creative arts and literature and music and theater, and so it was a great time. And so I just wanted to do a little journal here, and this journal only has images of women. There's a few men that may have snuck into the background in some of the images, but the focus is on the women. And so I started off with this image of this gorgeous lady here. I think she's such a beautiful lady. And when I saw this tag, I thought, oh, that's perfect to go with this picture. And it's called Honeybee. But on the back, it says a 1920 slang. And right down here, it says the bee's knees. I have heard that phrase all my life. I've probably even used it, but I did not realize it came from the 1920s. So I had to put the honeybee in there with that image. I just thought it was perfect. And there's another beautiful lady there. So I just want to stick that in there because she is the bee's knees. She's a gorgeous lady. All right, on the next page, I have covered a lot of the pages in here, so I wanted to make sure I had plenty of room for journaling. So I've actually added a booklet here that has plenty of empty pages to write on. It even has a pocket in the back, which has more room for journaling on there. So there's plenty of room for writing in this book. And then I've used this gorgeous fabric here. Just looks like it would come from this time period. And then I've used different digikits from just lots of different places that I've bought digikits. And then this page has the clear acetate pocket on it, and then I put a card in there that's labeled Sears, Roebuck and Company. And if you're here in the States, you know Sears and Roebuck. They've been around since the late 1800s, and they are actually still around. There's fewer and fewer stores, but they are still around. And you'll see labels in here of the different professions from that time period for these ladies. And there's a little open up envelope there. And here's another little spot here for journaling in. And it has some pages in there for journaling on. And that just tucks under there. And then these are some leaves, images of leaves that I got printed from a digikit that I bought. And this is probably a technique that you all have probably done before. I'm late to this party, but I used some adhesive spray and sprayed my paper. Then I put tissue paper on top of it, and then I ran it through my printer. And so the feel that you get is, it's a texture that almost feels like mulberry paper to me. Maybe not quite that heavy, but it definitely has a nice texture to it. I enjoy doing that, so I probably will do that more often. And then this side, I've included a timetable from Pittsburgh train station and included a couple of tickets there. And then another image of a lovely lady and an envelope that opens there. And then here I've included another little booklet for, this says Black Women of the Harlem Renaissance Era, and it only has images. You could journal on the cover, but the little strings have little hearts hanging on them. But so that's what's in that little pocket there. And then here I included a couple of hymns, some of my favorite ones, Amazing Grace and His Eyes on the Sparrow. And then a little booklet here that opens up for more journaling in there too. And then this leaf here is printed on vellum. And then more digikit prints. And this flips out and has a collage there. Different images of ladies there, and closes with a magnet. Here, this is an image of, excuse me, ladies that are sewing, and some are sewing by hand and some sewing using the sewing machine, and then just a couple tags that I stuck down there. Here's a little pouch, and inside there's buttons, some mother of pearl buttons that I put on a card there. And then here I've included some poems. The Heart of a Woman by Georgia Douglas Johnson, and also The Sonnet by Alice Dunbar Nelson. Now, I'm not going to read these out loud, but you can certainly pause it if you would like to have a read there. So those are tucked in there. And then here, a couple of gorgeous ladies there dressed to kill. I mean, look at those coats that they're wearing. Beautiful coats. I would love to see the clothing that they wore back in the day. My gosh, they had some beautiful clothing. And then just some tags. In this tag, it's an automobile, and the two people, even he is wearing a fur. And then here, the famous Cotton Club. I had to include that in here. Another image of a lovely lady, and she's got her outfit that's trimmed in fur, and it's another little booklet, another image there of a beautiful woman, and then more places there for journaling. And then on this side, it talks about a flapper, and there's an image of a beautiful flapper lady there. And here, look at the outfits. Wow, beautiful, beautiful clothing. And then because of the ladies back then, fur was so popular, I had to add some fur into the book. So this is a flip out here, and it's labeled the 1920s, and there's a few more images there. Then on the flip side, another lady with her fur on her coat, and more fur. It was just really popular back in that time. And then more digi prints, and it's hard to tell, but there's leaves on that vellum paper there, and she looks like she's probably was a flapper lady. And place to tuck in notes there. More furs. And then this lady here, Carrie Clifford, she was a poet back in the day. And then just images of theater prints in a beautiful fabric there that has the beadwork on it, and then I've added the fiber trim on the bottom of it there. And then there's a lady, I framed her image there. There's a little acetate on top of it. And then there's two pockets here, one here and one in the back. And then another gorgeous lady. Just love that outfit she's wearing. Some of the clothes you wish they would come back in style. I couldn't wear the heels nowadays, but if I was her age, I'd be wearing those heels too. But beautiful. And then another lady there. Another image of a gorgeous lady. And then here, I printed these because these were some publications that were out during that time, The Crisis and The Messenger. And then as I was putting this journal together, I was thinking about it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this really was 100 years ago. So I had to put that label on there. But that is my Harlem Renaissance journal that I put together, and I just love the way it turned out. So that's one thing that I worked on. And then another thing I worked on was this book, and it's not really a book. It's more like what Jean Ragg introduced to us, the trifold. Hi, Jean. And so I had so many bridal appliques that I needed to do something with them, so I thought I would tea dye a bunch of them, and I just love it. After I tea dyed them, I love how it makes the pearls and the sequins just really pop. And so I've just tied this trifold together with a ribbon, and I've added some tassels to the end of it, and put the image of that gorgeous lady there on the cover and embellished it with some flowers there, and also with this beautiful beaded piece there. And then on the corner, it's got this dangling beaded piece, which I'm pretty sure I got from Neary. Hi, Neary. And it's just totally covered. It's just dripping in bridal appliques and beads and sequins or pearls and lots of different trims. So on the inside, you open it up, and it has a tag here in this pocket. So it has a tag, an image of a gorgeous lady, and all of the bridal appliques going around, and this stunning piece here at the bottom that has the cut bugle beads on it. Then on the back, it does have a hanger, and then it has a beautiful flower pocket back there. And then you open that up, and then there are two pockets here, each with a tag, another gorgeous lady, and more bridal applique pieces. The sequins are just dripping on that piece there. It's a very pretty piece. Added a little bit of gold there on the back. Again, another pocket. And of course it has a hanger. And then one more tag here. And this lady is dressed so nice in that outfit. And look at that hat. Gorgeous hat. And then all the bridal trims, pieces there, and the hanger, and another pocket on the back. And then you see the two matching pockets here. Then there's one more larger pocket on this side, which I put this beautiful applique on. And then tucked inside is a small journal with a beautiful applique on it. And the journal, as I said, it is a small journal, and it just has lots of pockets and tuck spots in it for tags, and I'll just flip through it quickly. So there's a tuck spot behind that cutout. The envelope does open, and more places to put tags. And here it's an envelope, like an envelope flap that flips out, and you could tuck in behind there, and has a stopper spot there. You can tuck behind all of these places, and it can't tuck behind that picture, but I just wanted to include an image in here. And there's a tuck spot there, pocket there, and then another little small pocket there, a deeper pocket, and another pocket. So, but you can just fill it up with, you know, lots of different tags and places to write. So that's my trifold and the book and the 3 tags that go in it, and also my journal from my Harlem Renaissance era. So that's some other things that I've been working on to fill my time. So I don't know what I'm going to do next. I've got to find another project now. So things have kind of, I'm sorry about that. Things have kind of opened up here in our area, but I don't feel safe enough to go out yet, not to go to eat or hang out or do anything. So my husband and I are staying in for a little while longer. So I'll be in crafting for a little bit longer. So, but thank you all so much for watching. I hope you're doing well. Take care. Bye.